everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. And today's video I'm going to be showing you how to use your stencils as embossing folders. So I've only recently found this a technique, and it's probably been out for a long time, but I never knew that you could do it. And I have loads of stencils and hardly any embossing folders. And I do like to use embossing folders every now and again. And I thought that I'd give it a go, and then I could use my stencils instead of buying embossing folders. So I've had a play around and I'm going to show you how I've done it. So I'm going to show you the ones that I've done so far. So I've done a variety of different stencils, so we can just see, you know, what's what. So the first thing I used was clearly beesotted stencils. Now I do have quite a lot of their stencils, and this one is called Build It Stencil, and that is clearly beesotted. I will leave the link for their website down below. So this is the stencil, and then here are my cards that I have embossed with the stencil, so hopefully you can see that. So the craft cardstock, it didn't emboss it as well as the black one. You'll see that one in just a second, but you can, it's done more of a subtle emboss, and I think that looks really nice. And then here we have it on the black card stock, which has embossed it a bit more than the craft one. So that's that. Then the other stencil I've used, I've got quite a few of these as well, is the Craft Sensations Deco stencils, and I used this one here, and I did this on white cardstock, and then I distressed it with my distress oxide, so then you can see it when it is, you know, distressed as well. So hopefully you can see that embossing on there, and how gorgeous is that? Love it. And then the final one is this one here, which is a card making magic stencil by Christina Griffiths, and this is a DL trellis stencil. I believe I got this free with a magazine. So that's what the stencil looks like, and then here it is embossed on some black card. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I was going to use my electric cutting machine, but then I thought, well, I won't use that. I'll use my Big Shot Plus, and then I can bring it on camera to show you. So before I bring that on camera, I'm using another Craft Sensations Deco stencil set, and I'm wanting to use this one here. So I'm going to grab that out in just a second. And then I have got this rescue pad by Art Studio. This is a silicone mat from the range, and I was going to cut this up, but then I thought, actually no, because the majority of my stencils are 6x6, so I've just left it as it is. So that's what we're going to use, but it's not quite enough with just that. We're going to use some cardstock to add as another layer. I did try using this one, which is the base plate, then you have the two cutting plates, and then we have the A plate, as well as this. It would not go through. Okay, so I scrapped that, and I did it with just these three, and that still didn't do it. So the way I found it worked was to have the base plate, the two cutting plates, the silicone mat, and then a piece of cardstock but doubled up. Then it's not as thick as the A plate, and then it went through perfectly, and I ran it through a couple of times. So let me move this out of the way, and we're going to bring my Big Shot in. What you need again is your base plate, a cutting plate. So I'm just grabbing it, bear with me. A cutting plate, the silicone mat, a piece of cardstock over the top, your stencil. So I decided to go for this one in the end. So I'm going to lay that on top, making sure that's over the silicone mat. Then you will need some cardstock and another cutting plate, and then run that through a couple of times. Okay, and then I'm going to move that out of the way and let's take a look. Okay, so hopefully you can see that, and it has embossed that piece of card. So there we go. That's a new technique that I didn't know about, but like I said, it's probably been out for a long time, but I wanted to share it with you. And also another tip, can you see all this white stuff that's collected on there? Get a roller and just lift it off, and then that way it will stop from getting all the white bits all over your cardstock. So I hope that was helpful. It's certainly helpful for me anyway, and you give it a go. And let me bring the other ones back in so we can see. And there we go. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, give it a big thumbs up, and please continue to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button. And until next time guys, have a great day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.